Welcome to Talking Giants YouTube. I have a special guest. I'm excited, Justin, that you are joining the YouTube venue with me and doing player breakdowns. This is our first one together, and couldn't be more excited than doing one on a defensive playmaker. As you know, I love them.
Yeah, Xavier McKinney. Thank you for having me on YouTube. This is the first time that everybody's seeing my face. You've probably maybe even heard my voice before when we were doing some Blake Martinez, breaking down some Blake Martinez stuff. But Xavier McKinney, round 2 pick, Anthony Tomato in your mock draft, you were talking like a ton about this defense needs playmakers. But obviously, we went left tackle fourth. You kind of wanted Simmons. I know you're happy with the tackle. We're not saying that.
I'm happy.
You're happy. We're happy. But is Xavier McKinney kind of like this defensive playmaker, this athlete that we need? Let's hear it.
He's the playmaker. They picked up a guy who runs all over the football field, and he's really fun to watch. And so I think in here you're going to see a guy who can really diagnose very quickly. He's really smart, actually. One thing I enjoyed, Justin, was he's organizing. He's composing back there as a safety should. He's always getting everyone in the right spots, and you can actually see it on film, which is cool.
He's pointing.
Yeah, he's a lot of pointing. Okay, a lot of hand crossing. No, but he has he's got the short area quickness. So we're gonna talk about the famous 40-yard dash and the cramps, I'm sure, but his short area quickness is phenomenal to watch, and you see a real playmaker. Some people compare him to Tyrann Mathieu because of just the way he flies around the field, and that's what I'd want you to take away. I don't want you to take away, well, look, he can't be a free safety, or look, he can't, do this specific coverage. It's really about the totality of the player that you're getting, and the reality that our defense needs another rangy guy who can actually play back there, especially against tight ends, against slot wide receivers. I'm going to show you a few of those plays too. And Justin, you have a bunch of plays he's gonna make in the Auburn game. So yeah, hope you enjoy it. So Justin, Xavier McKinney was a surprise slip into the second round. 6', 201, leader of Alabama's secondary. Yes, he ran a 4.63. There are rumors he was cramping up. I don't really care as much. You'll see his short area quickness is amazing. He has the ability to stick with receivers. One thing you should take away from this is just watch how involved he gets in the football game. And if there was one play, Justin, that demonstrated not give up on the play, causes a fumble, and Alabama recovers.
Active.
So that if you want a synopsis of Xavier McKinney in one play, that's the best I can do after looking at a few games. The exciting thing for me is he stands up to everyone, Justin. He will come up and pop a tackle, and whenever it needs to get gritty, he really is the player that comes in and demonstrates, his will on others. And this is a great one in South Carolina early on. Just a nice little wide receiver screen. And you see him just stand him up. I mean, the power that he has in his tackle. Boom. That's a 2-yard gain. He was 10 to 12 yards off the line of scrimmage. You saw me do Isaiah Simmons, and all those times he came up from safety and causes very minimal gains. Now you got a 3rd and 4 versus a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and what you mainly saw out of McKinney is, I'm pretty sure on Alabama's defense, it was his primary responsibility. Hey, if you're on a side where a wide receiver, a running back, or a tight end, they're running some sort of swing or bubble screen, it is your job. I don't care where you're lining up. It's your job. Even if you're, like you said, even if you're 10 yards behind, it's your job to come up and make a play on that ball carrier. And he made it there. Positive 3rd down, positive play for the defense there.
Here's another one, 2nd and 2. I almost called you Bobby because of all of our breakdowns. We got to get Justin in the swing of things here.
It's a compliment.
Sorry, Jay. Yeah, it is a compliment. Here's another one, 2nd and 2, right? The difference between success and failure sometimes is very minimal. And this play, the wide receiver runs a very quick out. And he causes that, which is pretty amazing, Justin, when you think about it, is it's just an out route. It is for a 1st down. He's about 8 yards off the line of scrimmage, and he has no time to do anything else but just run right at that receiver.
And guess what? This is where your 10-yard split and your 40 time don't tell the full story.
Nope.
You can have the quickest 10-yard split and 40-yard time you want, but if you don't have those instincts, then guess what? You're at a loss. He has this combination of looking at the quarterback's eyes, but also being instinctual at the same time. He sometimes can lose a rep by looking at the quarterback's eyes, but there jumps well, again, makes another positive play.
This is him against Edwards-Helaire, and look at him get busy inside, Justin. You know, he's got great instincts. He finds the hole where Edwards-Helaire is going to be, and he wins this battle. He loses the war, though, Justin. In this game, he definitely loses the war, but you can definitely tell that, you know, you can trust him in general. This is the one time I saw him in space have trouble, and I do not see this often. This might be more just Justin Jefferson got him. You will not win every rep, you know. But what I actually loved about this is the thing that I actually remarked about this play, is notice how he's taking his drop, Justin, and see him. He just does a 360 and leaves his other guy because he knows the swing pass is coming. So his instincts were amazing. Now, he did not make the tackle, but I'll bet you on film he got a kudos for peeling off so quickly. And then, of course, you know, for not settling down, right, and making the tackle. Sometimes that aggression will hurt him in his game.
I mean, even before he even left and peered off of that route, there was a run fake. Yeah. There was a run fake there. So he even had the awareness, even before he peered off his primary guy, he had the awareness to even just keep with his primary guy in the first place. So there, you can argue that there was kind of three parts of that play. Two were good, one's bad. You missed the tackle.
You just see him so active in the run game. It's so much fun to watch him by the line of scrimmage. And low key, one of his best strengths actually is blitzing. So here he is on the outside and he times it. Look at his patience when he does this, Justin. See how he waits just a beat or two, and that actually gives him the opportunity to get lost in the line. You see, he's just waiting, and then when he goes, very quick closing speed. I'm telling you, his 3-cone would have been awesome. I don't know about his 40, but I know his 3-cone would have been excellent. This is him around the outside. So he gets there, you know, and that's less than 3 seconds. So if you can have a safety who can blitz like that, and imagine him and Peppers. So this is how are we going to use him? What if him and Peppers, and they actually do show 8 on the line? You're not sure which one is going to bail. Like, to me, that's one of the most creative things they can do is Peppers bailing this time or is McKinney bailing? Because they both could do the same thing up close, which is really fun.
So if you're thinking as McKinney right now, let's read between the lines. Now, I know probably the next play you're going to see him playing a little bit further back, but let's read between the lines a little bit here, Anthony. If you're expecting McKinney to solely be this free safety, deep center field safety, I'm sure you've even just seen a few of these plays, and you're like, you know what? That wouldn't be wise for the Giants to solely put him there. They got to be putting him close to the line of scrimmage or just putting him in positions to be making plays in the run game or in the intermediate game.
We have some plays coming up where we show he does a fine job getting deep, you know, as the free safety who needs to cover in the slot or as the single high. He just he has not shown, or at least I have not seen yet to date, the range to be able to go around truly as a single high safety in center field. So, you know, not that we can. This is just an initial reaction. In a few games of analysis, there's much more for us to look at. But initially, it looks like you want him running all over the football field, usually across the 53.5. People are a little worried about him in pass coverage, and they should be a little bit. This is him against Thaddeus Moss, and so this is a little bit more all 22, which is fun.
Yep.
You can see. So obviously, you like a little bit of a back pedal, but to me, I think he reads routes really well, and I think he knows what's coming. That's not illegal in the NFL, by the way. He's further than 5 yards down, so he's not going to be able to create that contact. He does like to create some contact, but that's just not allowed in the NFL. But again, I think against tight ends, I wasn't worried. You see him stay in the inside too.
Yep.
So he's ready. You know, if he throws that ball, he wants that pick. So
ready to pounce.
Yeah, he does want to get interceptions. A good example of his short area quickness. So he can easily cut under the ball. And again, these aren't 40, 50-yard posts. This is, these are multiple routes. These are combo routes. And he's got the quick feet to be able to cover these. And we need that. that's what modern offenses do. They try to create space underneath, and he's a really good guy to take that away. I
Ball
just saw him.
skills, right? Ball
Yeah,
skills.
he's got ball skills. He did miss a few interceptions he probably should have caught, but he did get 3. He probably should have had 6, but that's fine. This is an example where I don't know if a college wide receiver is going to make him look silly. This is just a regular, college wide receiver. See, the routes aren't crisp. I think he can handle those against a really elite. Like if Mari Cooper's in the slot, I'm a little nervous. But this is what you're just excited about this. So he's playing at deep safety. He's playing deep safety up top. And honestly, once he reads run, boom. It's no more than a 4-yard gain. So that I know he can play strong safety, period. Okay. Ready? This is where, okay, cool. He broke up the ball, right? It looks great. Mm-hmm. So here he is right here. Can you see? He's got the tight end. So this is a touchdown in the NFL. So and actually on the broadcast, they specifically said if that was Evan Ingram, because they're playing Ole Miss, they said if that's Evan Ingram, that's a touchdown. So let's run it back one more time.
You just said about Thaddeus Moss, you want to see a little bit more backpedaling.
So he's forward, right? The read is pass. They're all pass setting. And that's fine. Sometimes you get false reads, but this is a pass. And you can see his guys coming at him. Where is his eyes? His eyes are in the backfield.
Yep.
And so now it's too late. He's flat-footed. And that guy's even with him. And look where his butt is. It's almost on the ground because he knows he's in trouble. And so the only reason this doesn't end up hurting him is because Cooley might be one of the slowest tight ends in college football. And as you notice, like McKinney's there too. And yes, there are some questions about his, just attacking the ball skills. And you'll see one more of those examples. So that's not good. That's where his aggressiveness will hurt him. And so think about a rookie in a new scheme in the NFL. Don't be surprised if he'll have mistakes like this. And DB is one of, I'm going to say it's probably as hard as quarterback to play and be successful right away. That's how hard it is to be good as a DB in the NFL your first year.
Especially safety. You literally saw how someone like Antoine Bethea, who is a pro's pro and who has done it all, how he struggled playing a deep center field safety spot. And this isn't even technically deep center field, but just playing coverage in general, how difficult it can be and how difficult it actually is. And that's absolutely, especially with the rise of RPOs, just maybe in general, where play action is evolving. It's such a tough thing to follow. But reading those offensive linemen, that is kind of key. So that's something I'm sure he was coached up on.
Yeah, he's just got to make the right reads. Again, I don't see him as undisciplined though, Justin. He's pretty disciplined. See this one right here is a catch. And this is where I'd say, where's his first few steps, right? His first steps are forward. And the receiver is running straight up the field, right?
Yeah.
And so now go ahead.
You're starting to see him divert a little bit already.
Yep. Yeah. Now he has to reroute. So now he's lost 2 steps. And then the quarterback just throws it on the back shoulder. And that's why he's out of balance and he can't make a play on the ball. So, again, he's very forward. He's very forward in his game, which is fine. Here is an example where he's a single high safety. McKinney's right here. This safety is going to come up. So watch what happens here. You see that? So now they rotated. And so right now, the strength of the offense is on the right side. You see how there's 3 receivers on this side, and there's only 2 on that side. He's still on this hash. Now, one thing I don't know, Justin, is if this is more of a man under coverage and he actually is supposed to be over here. I'm having trouble with that because if you see him backpedal, he's got a very smooth backpedal though. And then he turns, but he would never have a chance at that receiver at the bottom of the screen. So if he is playing that deep safety, you've got to make that read very quickly. And sometimes it doesn't matter if you're on the other hash, like you're being asked to go help. He would never on this green earth be able to go and help that ball,
Right. So an observation that I kind of had is again, not going to be your single high safety, but could be a guy that can maybe cover half of the field in, let's say, a cover 2. You were kind of even saying pre-show cover 3.
Yeah, no, he could play some cover 3. I like cover 2. The cover 2 thought is good because you cut off half the field and you let him be aggressive, and his short area quickness will allow him to get to the key holes in the zone. So you've got to be very decisive. And yes, if that guy catches that ball and it's a good ball, the only one stopping a touchdown was going to be McKinney. So you do have to get over there regardless. So anyway, there's some risks there. And then here's him in the slot, covering the wide receiver, and he gets beat up top. So this is what's nice. The coverage is good. Like, the coverage is fine. He's got good feet. He's right on him. It's really just a matter of the ball skills and finishing the play. So this is where it's a little surprising, that people have said, like, he can do it. This is kind of a weakness. Now he's
and
back.
This is unfortunately kind of where the Giants went wrong in 2019 is, when you're allowing a lot of deep plays down the field. And if he seems to have some ball skills maybe in the intermediate game when it's not kind of like these seam routes deep down the field, but struggling between looking at the quarterback, not being able to see the quarterback's eyes, and simply just keeping up with the wide receiver and timing maybe when that ball gets there, possibly a weakness. And we'll obviously look at more.
But what he is good at, he's very, very good at, he's almost great. He's all over the place. What did you think about this Auburn game?
I thought this Auburn game as a whole was pretty good. I wasn't. Yeah, this is actually what. Yeah, I want to look at this. Anytime you have a running back, a tight end, a wide receiver running a swing or a bubble screen, it's McKinney's job to get there, and we already saw that. But look at this play. This is my favorite play of this Auburn game. He's not even on the screen yet, but watch, he's coming like a bat out of hell.
Boom.
And we'll play it in slow motion. We'll zoom in. We'll play it in slow motion and we'll zoom in. And it's just awesome. Beautiful form tackling.
Oh, yeah.
Look at him. Bites the ball, shoulder, wraps up, hits low, drives to the ground. Love it. So you see him here.
It's excellent.
Off ball, lined up in the slot, left side. Does a good job kind of keeping step for step with this guy.
Yeah.
Makes the play. This is the force home. This is actually what I want to ask you. Is this a bad angle, and does he kind of get lucky with the strip here, or is this just a good play?
Oh, he definitely gets crossed up. Like, he's going to miss this tackle, and he just puts his arm in the right spot. That's the Honey Badger part, man, where he just makes plays.
Now he's single high.
Yep.
Pump fake. Tell me what you think about this. Obviously, maybe you don't expect him to come over and make a play. That's just a great throw, great catch.
He's in the end. Yeah. No, you're
single
right.
High. It's just him playing single high, and you don't see it a ton, but it's what some fans are expecting him to do. Again, here you have a swing pass, you have a swing screen, bubble screen, makes another good tackle, shoulder, bites the ball, drives out of bounds. Just another good play.
He won't miss tackles if he's in your grasp. This one, he just takes a bad angle.
Yeah, bad angle. Just thought I'd show it. Bad angle.
And honestly, that was the hole that was wide open. If I was safety, that's where I would go first. You'd go to that hole, then that one. So
trust your guys to make the play. Don't always make the big play.
See, man, what is that stuff? He just stripped the ball away from the wide receiver who clearly could have caught it. Let's see. Can he make a tackle?
No.
They're called safeties for a reason, because they are your last resort. If they don't stop you, it's a touchdown. Wow.
So this play is like, maybe you want to look away at this play because this is the violence of football. Oh, he just bends. Takes it. Oh, and the helmet comes flying off. Tighten up your chin strap, buddy. Oh, no. Oh, man. So I had to show that. But here's he still tries to make the tackle once. I guess if there's a positive, because, we're a Giants page and we're trying to find the positives, Anthony. You see how often he's willing to initiate contact. But here it's just like, oh, crap. Oh, crap.
He's not – yeah. See, the thing is, he's not even not low. Like, he's low. Look at him. He's in a squat position. He's pretty low. that running back put his helmet directly into his chest.
On his throat. Oh,
my God.
but Anthony, he gets blown up. Watch him try to still make a play, even though it's embarrassing. But you know what?
That's
He's trying to
awesome.
make a play. And hey, if there's a positive to that, there you go. But
he's not gonna stop. No, Giants fans are gonna love his play style, Justin. They're gonna love his play style. So it's Justin Jefferson. Okay. He is the inside number 3, and he's got man-to-man. I actually like him in press man.
ooh, because you
Believe
didn't
it or
see it a
not.
lot. You didn't
I
see it a
know,
lot.
I know, but here's a good example of him in press man, and it's a tough press man because the wide receiver can be off the ball. So it always creates yards, so you could never be pure press. Whereas this wide receiver, I can line up right on his face. And so, yeah, this is where you have to have a mirror press where you really get your hands on him. You're just going to mirror every step that he takes. And I mean, you can give me your feedback, but this looks like he covers Justin Jefferson pretty damn well up the middle of the field. That's impressive. So
And there's obviously a temptation as a safety who's probably not, you're not comfortable covering Justin Jefferson as a cornerback when you're a safety. I'm sure there's a temptation to maybe grab a little jersey, and then guess what? That's an automatic 5-yard penalty, and that's first down for the other team. So that would be a bad play.
yeah,
So wasn't even temptation with that when there was a lack of separation. So that was pretty darn good. I'm glad you went back to that play.
the reason why I did that because I feel like if they rotate him down and they're going up against any twins or trip sets, and he's going to be the inside guy, right? And then next to him is going to be Lorenzo Carter or O'Shane Zimenez or Fackrell, and at times they can decide I'm going to blitz McKinney and Fackrell and I'm going to stunt them, or I can have him run true man to man and I still have Peppers on top, or we're running zone and he has the flat. So you can run 3 completely different plays because he's in that inside position because he can cover wide receivers in the slot. Like that's super important stuff. Yeah, I didn't think that I would like him in man-to-man coverage as much as I did. But it's funny because you said it too, right? In what you saw in film.
Yeah, it's just when you're down the seam and when you can't maybe fully rely on looking at the quarterback's eyes. And when we're talking about ball skills down the field, but if we're talking ball skills, maybe the intermediate game, and when he can use his quickness, his acceleration, and his instincts, when we're talking about that, we're talking about somewhat of a good player in coverage, but elsewhere, there's still areas of his game and coverage that he has to work on.
I agree. This is where I want him covering, though. So if this is, he's inside, but he almost looks like a linebacker here, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
He's playing a linebacker position. So there's a little bit of Isaiah Simmons stuff going on here. If you liked Isaiah Simmons, this is like a light version of what he is, just more pure cover. You get more on the cover side in the NFL for what you're asking of this kid. I don't know if that's going to get a penalty in the NFL. So he's handsy. But watch how quick he goes back to full speed. So that's the part that's pretty fun. But yeah, he has a tendency to be over aggressive. He's not reading the play. He's reading the quarterback. And sometimes he can get beat. He can't make these mistakes in coverage in the NFL. So my prediction, Justin, is that he's going to have some trouble early in coverage. He's going to be all over the damn football field early. Like, I don't think they're going to have a problem using him very quickly and using his skills well. But I think teams would try to attack him pretty early. And then that leaves our big question, which we have to investigate as a team, as a Talking Giants team for our fans out there, is what is Patrick Graham going to do with him, Peppers, and Love? Specifically those 3, because I don't think that we've played that all out yet. And so please don't assume this kid is just going to play this role where he's a single high safety, because I don't see the range. He has to be able to, if he's going to be that single high safety man, he's got to go. Like, he sees the quarterback. See, the quarterback just stares over there. And like, especially as a single high safety, sometimes you just got to make your bet, and go for it. And so quarterback catches the ball. See how he rotates? He goes immediately to the right side, which is he's supposed to flow with the quarterback's eyes, which is excellent. But
It
like
was a little too late.
it's just too late. Because this is the thing that bothers me, man, is who else is he looking at? Right?
Yeah.
And so he's still on that left hash when that ball is thrown. Now, granted, the ball's thrown all the way away. I'm just saying I like him in the frame of the picture.
Yeah, because let's just say the receiver is running free down the seam
Yes.
and the cornerback isn't able to make a play on the ball or make a play on the ball carrier.
Yeah.
Like you said this earlier in the video, it's his job to make that play and save that touchdown and save those points from being put on the board. So wouldn't have been able to do that if he was playing that same angle.
Yeah. So all in all, are you happy with this pick, Justin?
You know what? Every rose has its thorn, right? Let's do you want me to start singing? But every every rose has its thorn. And when you're not taking solely a free safety, this is kind of the risk that you're running. But also at the same time, you like that now this doesn't put everybody in some sort of set category. This makes Peppers more versatile. This makes Love more versatile. We did also get a slot corner. So again, that even makes Love more versatile. And we'll be breaking that down. And you want to know what? Every coach, you feel like every coaching staff says the whole thing about versatility, but you want to believe Judge, and we do believe Judge. It's just a matter of, Anthony, can this coaching staff carry it out? It is going to be, I think it's a tough thing to do.
Yeah.
But you want to know what? Hopefully they have a better idea of it than we do. I trust that they do. Fun, exciting player. Didn't expect to fall to round 2. They probably had a round 1 grade on him. Picked him up. Let's rock and roll.
Yeah, the New York Giants are very happy they picked him up. He is going to be all over the football field. He is a playmaker. And I hope that they don't ask him to do more than he can handle early. And I think they're going to push him. I really do. I think they need him very much so. Yeah, getting another slot corner says to me that they really do want to figure out the safety situation. And that Julian Love is still not a sure thing yet in either spot. So it's gonna be fun times for Giants. I'm really upset they don't have the offseason program and all that. This is going to be very difficult to learn the defense. But we're gonna follow back up with a few more of the guys. But for the one guy we could get on defense, Justin, I'm not upset that it's Xavier McKinney. I would have been happy with a few other guys, but to be honest, I assumed very early on that he was going to go before 36. So I spent a lot more time on the guys that I thought would drop, past 36.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Chins, the Duggars, the Davises, and I think he provides the pedigree and the performance that you're looking for with 95 tackles, 3 interceptions, 4 forced fumbles, 3 sacks. Like he's literally all over the football field. So, and what they do with those guys is going to be fascinating moving forward.